Good evening to all principals and teachers gathered here. Okay, so I am Shanki Khandelwal from NELTAS, and it brings me a great pleasure to extend warm welcome to each one of you. So I can see many of you are engaging with NELTAS for the very first time. So allow me to provide you with a brief introduction to NELTAS. Our co-founders are Mr. Vikram Shah and Ms. Shalmali Tapan. So, NELTAS was formed in 2011 with a vision to enhance the learning outcomes of India's school-going children. To achieve that vision, NELTAS, since its inception, has been organizing the international English competition, that is ECAT. But from 2020 onward, it also conducts maths and science competition for students starting from grade 2 all the way up to grade 8. Additionally, NELTAS has developed preparatory books for English, maths, and science available in both physical and digital format. Since its humble beginning in Mumbai in 2011, NELTA's reach now extends to over 1,000 schools spread across more than 250 cities in India. Internationally, too, we have made our mark with school and students in 15 countries associating with NELTAS to enhance their learning outcomes. Now, we at NELTAS are proud to have positively impacted over 1.4 million students. Furthermore, we conduct various free seminars for teachers. Some of our past seminars cover topics such as innovative teaching strategies, physiotherapy, uh, Ayurvedic home remedies, social emotional learnings, and energy management. Now, let us commence today's session. The topic we'll be covering today is self-care and priorities, an issue very relevant for teachers today, an era of rising scrutiny and expectations and diminishing work-life balance. The session would be conducted by Ms. Dhanya Menon. She is a co-founder of Neptune Excellence, one of the country's leading professional training and coaching firms. She is a vastly experienced HR professional and life coach with over 15 years of experience in empowering individuals to unlock their full potential to achieve their personal and professional goals. Some of her distinguished clients include Infosys, Bayer, and the Maharashtra Labour Commission. So, without any further ado, let me invite Ms. Dhanya Menon to the virtual stage to introduce herself to our audience and take them through the topic at hand. Dhanya Menon, hi ma'am.
Thank
So,
you.
the virtual
Hi,
stage is
Shanky.
yours.
Thank you so much. Thank you
Yeah,
so
ma'am.
much for the introduction. I hope I'm audible enough for everybody. Rashmi, thank you so much for keeping the camera on. At least one visible face. So I'm a coach. I go by facial expressions, rather than anything else. So for me to see faces on screen itself is a big blessing. So all those people who can keep your cameras on, I would be really, really happy to, see some faces here because helps me interact better and understand that whatever I'm saying, are you even understanding or is there a doubt? So I can, hi Vikram, so good to see you after ages.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening. Good evening. Good to see you after such a long time.
Yes.
Great. So, thank you for switching on your cameras. So, see, we have been doing something or the other. Rashmi was having her tea, there were kids talking to each other, or to you. So, our minds have been in 10 places, right? Till you came here. Uh, and after this, also, it's a weekend, you will have 10 other things to finish. You may have cooking to do, you may have to take your families out, or something or the other, right? So, our minds are always somewhere scattered. So, what we will do so that you get the best out of this 1.5 hour, we will do a small, quick mind focusing exercise. Okay, it's very, very simple. You can practice it even when you enter your class and before you start your class. Okay, so I want you all to just quickly close your eyes. Quickly close your eyes. Uh, just follow my instruction. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. We'll do this one more time. Take a deep breath in. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. One last time. Deep breath in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. And once you're ready, you can open your eyes. Great. So breathing techniques are always the best to do because your brain is directly connected to your breathing system. See how your breathing changes every time your emotion changes. The moment you become angry, you're like, you're breathing faster, right? When you're excited, your breathing changes. So breathing is something that is the core of our life, right? You're breathing, that means you're alive. Your breathing stops, that means you're dead, right? So always, whenever you feel that your mind is scattered in 10 places, take deep breaths. It will help you calm down, right? So great. So welcome to the session, and I will try my best to give you whatever I can from my end in this 1.5 hour. Uh, any point of time you feel that what I am saying you're not able to understand, you want me to slow down, you want me to explain in Hindi, I can speak 3 languages, English, Hindi, and Malayalam. So apart from that, there is no other language that I know. So in these 3 languages, you can ask me. I'll do my best to answer. Please feel free to use the chat box. Please feel free to use the chat box. This has to be an interactive session. Okay, this has to be an interactive session. Otherwise, there is no learning that will happen at your end. Okay. In case you want to unmute yourself, please excuse and unmute yourself and just tell me who you are or just come on the screen. Totally allowed in my session, right? Okay. So today's topic, what is today's topic? Can someone say what is today's topic? I'm sure you have emails, but what is your understanding of what is today's topic? What are you expecting out of today's topic? You can use the chat box. Or you can unmute and say, what do you think is today's topic? And what are you expecting out of today's topic? Self-care, brilliant. Yes, Vinti, it is self-care. And self-care, when I say, it covers all area of your life. It is not only one area of your life where you have to take care. It's a 360-degree circle of life that needs a balance in those areas. Okay. So you all are teachers, right? You all are teachers. And there is a lot of expectation as a teacher from you from a lot of areas in your life. One, where does the first expectation comes from? Students, right? Students have a lot of Priya, you say means how we can care about ourselves. Yes, absolutely. That's where we will be heading to. So it all starts with you as a teacher. You are your profession is as a teacher. So students have a lot of expectations from you that, my teacher will do this for me. Like, parents have one set of expectation that once the child is in school, my headache is off, teacher will do miracles and, make my child a doctor or an engineer and my teacher will address everything. That is one expectation. Third expectation comes from the principal, from the trustees, everybody who's engaged in that school, everybody has an expectation from you, right from the peon to the trustee, right? So as a teacher, you are a female or a male, you are always carrying a lot of expectations in your hand, and especially teachers. Why? Because the future is in your hand, right? People look at you saying that, oh, she's a teacher, she's, creating the next generation. She's going to impart a lot of knowledge, which is going to create a great um, humans for the years and years to come. So that expectation on teachers is always very high. That is one where a lot of stress comes in. Second, you all have individual roles to play in your life. Some of you maybe some of you are daughters, some of you are wives, some of you are mothers, sisters, so many multiple roles. And every role has expectations from you. A child will expect a lot of things from you. A husband will have a lot of expectations. Your parents will have a lot of expectations. So these are expectations that we carry throughout. Okay. And as we grow in our age, these expectations become bigger and bigger and bigger, because people generally, the tendency is that with age you have more maturity to handle more things, and more things are handed over to you, right? That's how it happens. You join as a fresher teacher, your workload is less, but the moment you are 10, 12, 15-year old as a teacher, you are burdened with a lot of other things also. Responsibility increases, expectations increases, right? When expectations and when responsibilities increase. What happens? What happens when expectations and responsibilities increase? What do you think happens to you? Do you agree that you have a lot of expectations of people on you, and you have a lot of responsibility to take care in your daily life? Agree on that? You agree, right? What happens to you when this expectation and responsibilities are put on you? We will go to that aspect later, that I can handle it. Now I don't care. All those things come later. But expectation and responsibility, what happens to you? We have to multitask. 100% Neha, we have to multitask, right? There is no getting out of it. Okay. So what happens with these responsibilities and these expectations? What happens? You start feeling very overwhelming. Do you at times feel that this is too much for me to handle? I think I cannot handle so much. Or if you're taking care of your professional life a lot, you feel you are missing out on your personal life. You have to say no to certain commitments in your personal life. Oh, I can't come today because there is exam happening in my school. I have to go. Right? If you go for the personal, you will have to miss out on your professional. So you used at times feel a pull between your personal and professional life, right? And with teachers, this profession, it is more because there is a lot of work that needs to be put in, right? Corporates, they work, they move out. You have students, you have their behaviors, you have parents, you have their notebooks, make exams, curriculum, syllabus, and apart from that, events in the school, Janmashtami, annual function, all those things. So much happening in your day to life that at times you feel, oh, the year has ended. What did I do? I have not achieved anything. When the new year comes, you have new goals, nothing happens, right? Priya says that we feel pressurized about the assigned work that comes, right? We need to motivate children. I totally understand. Yours is the most demanding job, I would say, right? This we all know happens. Okay. Before we see that, how do you, uh, okay, before we see that, how do you manage a self-care routine for yourself? It is very, very important for you to understand who are you, okay, and how did you make this personality for yourself? Were you born like this? I can see Vinti, I can see Rashmi, I can see Swati, I can see Samir. Were you born like this, with this kind of a personality? No. Did you have the same kind of personality when you were in your 12th or when you were in your college days? You're a very different person now, right? A lot of you have changed for good. A lot of you feel that you miss that old, energy and that fighter attitude that you have, that youth feeling, right? You mellowed down, you compromise on a lot of things. Have you ever thought what is the scientific process of you changing? You don't have a personal life now since COVID. I totally agree. I totally agree. So have you ever thought that you all are in the same profession, right? But you all have different personalities and behaviors, right? Some teachers may always talk to kids very sweetly, no matter what that child does. Some teacher may lose it like this, with a snap of a finger. Nobody is right, nobody is wrong. Okay. So how did we make these personalities for ourselves? Why are we different from each other? You can unmute or you can put in the chat. Why do you think that we all are different from each other? Why are we all? We are all humans. We have two hands, two ears, two eyes. These are similarities. Yet we are so different. So different. Why do you think that has happened? How did that happen? Somebody's audio is on. Okay. Different circumstances, totally agree. What else? What else adds to our personality? More responsibility, that also creates a personality for ourselves. How did you create this personality for yourself? Did you plan that I will be like this, or I will have this kind of a personality? No, it just came. And now you say that I am like this. How did you become I am like this? How did this happen? Any more inputs? Okay, I will not put you in a spot. I'll make it easy. Experience is brilliant. Absolutely. Experiences expectation. So I'll now I'll give you a scientific method on how you have become the person you are today. And after listening to this, if you past experience, yes, if you want to change anything about yourself, you can use this scientific method to change anything about yourself. Okay. So we have five senses. All agree? We have five senses. We have five senses. We can see, we can hear, we can taste, we can smell, we can touch. Five senses, right? What these five senses do is they take in information. They take in information all the time. You touch something, you know if it is hard or soft, cold or hot, right? You see something, you can identify what it is. Okay. You hear something, you will know what it is, right? You eat something, you will know the flavor. You know, you have a fragrance or a bad foul smell, you will know what it is. You know, at times what happens, you somebody cooking something, you just pass by and you like, I think that is pav bhaji, you know, or I think that is dosa, masala dosa that someone is making. You know, you've not seen it, but your senses give you that trigger that it must be this food, right? So our five senses are always taking in data that is coming our way. That it is taking in data that is coming in our way and it is feeding to our brain. Do you know, can you take a guess as to what is the amount of data that is available around us now? Take a random guess. Give me a figure. Give me a figure. Any figure. 1 lakh, 1, 2, 3, 10, 20, infinity. No, there is a particular number. Lisa Rani. Okay. So I'll tell you. It's 2.3 million bits per second. That's the number of data that is available near you. 2.3 million bits per second. Okay. 2.3 million bits is a lot of information for your brain to process. It cannot process so much of data. I'll tell you how it is. See, now you're listening to me. Do you realize the fabric on which you are sitting? You did not till I pointed it out, right? Do you feel the air? Do you feel the air? Did you feel the air till the time I now asked you to notice? Is there some sound that is there outside? Okay, it all got blocked, right? It all got blocked because your focus is here, right? 2.3 million bits of data. If your brain starts taking it inside, your brain will crash. You will go mad. Okay. Your brain is always looking out to protect you from dying. Okay. It's always making sure that you are safe. So that's the reason the moment you slip, your body starts balancing on its own. If I throw something at you, you will automatic. Do you think that I have to hold it? No, it just happens, right? You will protect yourself from anything that may cause you hurt or may harm you, right? So brain is automatically functioning, and 80% of the brain is always working on protecting you, right? So 2.3 million bits of data is something which cannot be processed by your brain. So what happens? Only 134 bits per second is the data that your brain takes. Only 134 bits per second. Okay. Rest of the data, what happens to rest of the data? It's generalized, deleted, and distorted. Okay. It's generalized, deleted, and distorted. Okay. I'll make it very simple by giving you an example. Okay. You see 10 gray cars going. Okay. If you're walking on the road, you will not look at it. But if you see one yellow car, will you look at it? It's different. That's why your mind will focus. Oh, but your brain has deleted those 10 gray cars. You didn't even notice, right? You walk in a crowd, you don't remember everybody's face. One person who's differently dressed or has a unique hairstyle or has got a very different kind of a look, looks very pretty or has a very fancy kind of a hair color or something, you will look at that person in the crowd. Rest faces are deleted. So your brain is always deleting a lot of data that is available around you. That's one. Second, distorted means it always tries to make meaning of what you see. It always tries to make meaning of what you see in front. Have you ever looked at the clouds and said that, oh, I see a smiley face, oh, I see a Santa Claus on the clouds. You know, uh, your brain tries to figure what you see. Or else you stand on the road or on a terrace and look at a hoarding. Okay, look at a hoarding of Dove shampoo, suppose. Okay, you've seen the label of Dove shampoo or any brand that you're familiar with. Even if that is very far, you will guess. You will guess that it is this brand's hoarding there, right? Because your brain will try to make meaning of what is there in front of you. Okay, after deleting, it will try to make sense. Okay, so that is called distortion. Okay, generalize, deleted a lot of data, and then it is trying to make sense of what is there in front of you. So now in everyday day-to-day life, I'll give you an example to make this generalization, deletion, and distortion very simple for you. Okay. So I'll just take names of people, at least to give example, whom I can see on screen. Okay. Say, for example, Rashmi and Vinti are colleagues in the same school. Okay. And you both work together. Okay. And Rashmi has a feeling, like as she grew up, that she has a feeling that nobody likes me. Okay, nobody likes me for various reasons. I am too upfront. I speak things on the face. I am too this. I'm, for whatever reason. A lot of people don't like me. Okay? That's a generalized thought process, belief that you have about yourself. Okay, that's fixated. Okay, you all will have. Do you feel I cannot swim? I cannot drive. I can never jump from. I can never do bungee jumping. I'm scared of heights. I'm scared of spiders. These are generalized thought processes about yourself. It's not true. Okay. So this thought process, Rashmi says, nobody likes me. Okay. That has come because of past experiences. Okay. Now it's a generalized thought process in her subconscious mind. Okay. Now every day she meets Vinti. They have good talk, everything. One evening, one weekend, Rashmi goes out for a walk. Other side of the road, she sees Vinti on the other side of the road and she calls out to her. Okay. The moment you call out, Vinti starts walking faster. Okay. So you call out again, louder. Okay. She starts walking even faster. Okay. And then she's off your sight. What will happen? Rashmi will feel nobody likes me. Now she is also avoiding me. Okay. Generalized thought process gets triggered that she also does not like you. What you deleted, she was wearing AirPods, which you could not see. She was listening to music. Okay. The reason she was walking fast was because from where you saw, you could not see a bus, but she wanted to catch a bus, which she was hurrying for. Okay. So you have deleted, you have generalized, and what meaning did you make out of it? She also does not like me. Nobody likes me. Okay. With this thought process, what will happen after this to Rashmi? What will happen? You will get into an emotional state after this has happened. Instant switch. Till then you were happy, but just because this happened, your emotional state will shift. The moment you are in an emotional state, your body language will change. Okay. Here, since it is not a very pleasant interaction, you may put your head down and walk home. Your walking may get slower. Your shoulders may droop and you may walk. Right? Thinking that nobody likes me. What have I done? Why is she avoiding me? Did she feel bad because that day I said all these things? You will have a self-talk with. You enter house, you open the door. First person who comes and talks to you, where were you? Why did you take 1 hour to go for a walk? Whoever that is, what will happen? You will snap at that person. What 1 hour? I just went. Right? So emotional state will reflect on your physiology. And when it reflects on your physiology, it will reflect on your behavior. Right? So if you have a behavior that people keep pointing out, you get angry very soon. You are lazy. You are like this. You are like that. Behavior is only the tip of the iceberg. Okay. Deep down, a lot of things have happened. Your values are there, your past experience, memories, everything has built up, right? Your cultural and religious belief, how you were brought up, all those things. But what is seen is the behavior. So if you want a behavior to be rectified, you will have to go in the reverse order. I think you will have to go in the reverse order and find out What is it that you deleted, distorted, and what meaning have you made out of it? Because the reality is something else, but what reality you have saved in your brain is totally different from the real reality. Okay. The reason I'm telling you this is for two things. One, it is for your own self-care. Okay. The same technique you can use with your students also. They come to you, ma'am, he did this with me, ma'am, he did that with me. I think you 90% of the time you're only hearing complaints. He did this, he did that, all these things. So you as a teacher, you can always go back and see that did you come to this conclusion? How did you decide that what you now believe is truth? So about yourself, you can always go back and see that even if you are in an emotional state, can we say this term as overthinking or judging? Rashmi, it's not just overthinking or judging. It is a process that is happening subconsciously. All the while it has been happening subconsciously. That's what has built your personality. Okay. And yes, ultimately it ends up at being overthinking and judgmenting because you do not know how it has happened. All this while you are being tagging yourself as a person who's judging and who's overthinking. But why are you judging and overthinking that you never contemplated, right? So even if you are in a particular state of mind, always question yourself that how did I land up in this state of mind? If I'm feeling bad about something, if I'm feeling angry about something, what is it that I saw? What is it that I deleted? And what meaning have I made out of it? Right? So misunderstanding is a word that we all come across. I say something to you, but you delete, generalize, distort, and you make some other meaning of what I've said. That's the reason we have different thought processes, and what I said and what you have understood are two different things. Right? So now I want at least one of you to unmute because I'll share my screen. Prejudice thinking, absolutely. I will share my screen and I'll show you something, but I want someone to, read out what I showed. Tulsi, you are ready? Great. One second. Where do I share? Okay. 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 Tulsi, can you see my share? See my screen? Just unmute and say yes. Because I cannot, because I've changed my screen. Tulsi, you there?
Yes.
Great. So Tulsi, I'll now show you next slide. Okay. You have to tell me, you have to quickly tell me because I will change it in seconds, as to what I have shown you. You have to quickly read and tell me what you see on screen. Are you ready? Tulsi, you there? Tulsi, can you hear? Cannot hear. Can someone else hear her?
No.
Rashmi,
No,
can you?
can't hear.
Yeah. Net is low. Tulsi, wait. Anybody whose net is better is Rashmi your net better?
I can read, madam.
Oh, yes, Samir. Great. Thank you so much. I'll just show you the slide. Okay. And you have to quickly read and tell me what do you see on screen. Ready, Samir? Ready?
Yes, madam.
Okay, great. So 1, 2, 3.
Understanding self and
No,
others, external.
No. Read this.
A bird in the bush. Good. Me. Vision.
Okay. Now,
Let's
Samir,
let's
I'll show you. Yeah, I'll show you. Keep the slide for a longer time so that you can read. Read that again.
a bird in the bus.
A bird in the bush. There are two the. You deleted one.
Oh, yes,
Okay. There
sorry.
are two. Okay. No,
Yes,
don't be
yes.
sorry. This whole activity is to show that, how we delete certain things. You said good. Do you see anything else in this?
No, madam, I can see only good.
Evil.
Evil.
Evil, ma'am.
Evil is
Evil.
there.
Evil.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Evil is
yes.
there
Evil
inside
is there.
this. Right? Great. Now, you said me, right? Anybody else can see something else in this?
You.
You. Absolutely.
You.
Yes, yes. And in this?
Illusions.
Optical.
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 Illusion.
Absolute. Yes, it is illusion and optical. So both are there in the same slide. Okay. So now I'll show you a video. Okay. Just have a look at this video.
This is an awareness test. How many passes does the team in white make?
How many passes did the team in white make?
4.
4. Anybody else?
3.
3. Okay. So now have a look at it.
The answer is 13. But did you see the moonwalking bear?
Okay. Okay. So did you all see the bear when you saw the video for the first time? Anybody saw the bear in the first time? Oh, no, right? That's because this was an advertisement made by a London-based cycling company. Okay, because cyclists they do cycling on the road, so it's very easy to miss them out because you're not looking for them. Okay, similarly, your brain will delete a lot of data that you're not looking for. You're not looking for, right? You see how it was to the okay, but only one was seen, deleted one, right? Moonwalking bear, he came in the center, he was walking, he was doing everything. Still, you could not see him, right? This, be rest assured, happens throughout the day with you, throughout the day. So whatever misunderstandings or whatever, assumptions you are making in life, it is because you are deleting, distorting, and then finding meaning to what you do, right? So the reason I taught you this model is because it is very important for you to understand who are you, okay? Why do you have certain behaviors? And why do you react in a certain way in certain situations? Because you have deleted, distorted, or generalized whatever is data is there around. So far clear? So far clear? Okay. This is very important. You know why? Because when you get responsibilities and things are given to you, your brain starts looking at that work by deleting, distorting, and generalizing things. I have worked in a school, so I know teachers come and tell me, my supervisor is favorable to that teacher, so she gives all the tough jobs to me. Okay, so she's not very rude with me. She does not do this with me, that with me. What she does not know is that there is a reason that is happening there, which she has not seen. Right? Behind you, there is a lot of deletion, distortion, and generalization happening, which you are not seeing. What's there in front of you, you're not seeing. How will you know what's happening behind you? Right? So this is where we are, and this is the kind of personality we have made for ourselves. So far clear? So far clear? Can we move forward? Any doubts? Any doubts in whatever I have said? Please feel free to ask. If all good, just give me a thumbs up or a yes. Can we move forward? Great. So I will be sharing my screen once again with you all. Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. Okay. Okay. So when you want to have a priority on yourself, when you want to take care of yourself, you know that you have to sleep on time, you know that you have to eat healthy, you know that you have to spend time with family, you know that your work has to get over on time, submissions of syllabus and curriculum and everything has to be done on time. You know everything. But why does it not happen? What are the common challenges that we as individuals face which stop us from having the balance in life? Right? So let's look at them. One is time management. Do you all agree that 90% our answer is I could not do that because I was running short on time? Agree to that? Right? I did not have the time. In 24 hours, what all do you think I will do? I am sleeping less also, still my work is not getting complete. I think teachers are a lot sleep deprived because waking up early, cooking for yourself, cooking for your family, getting ready, lot of things. Men in the family also help other people in the house. You may have kids who may be going to school at the same time. So many responsibilities come in that time. Managing time for yourself becomes very, very tough. I have people, especially in the corporates, who come and tell me, Danya, I don't remember when is the last time I had a cup of tea peacefully without nobody disturbing me. When I'm eating food, I'm working, I'm drinking coffee or tea, I'm working, I am doing something or the other. I am either talking to a colleague or I'm working. Something I'm doing, but I've never got that space where it is only for me. Some do manage, but mostly this is what they say. Okay. Now, second is the guilt. We feel guilty the moment we do something for ourselves because we are not taught to invest on ourselves. We are taught on various subjects, we are taught on everything. But the first thing when you are small, you are taught is don't be selfish. Okay. And I am totally of the opposite school that you have to be a little selfish about yourself because if you do not think for yourself, who's going to think for you? And if you think that somebody else is going to think for you, you are absolutely wrong. It's a lot of expectation and responsibility on the other person also. So guilt is something that is one of the most common challenges. If we sleep for a little longer, if we do something which is not in our general routine, we feel guilty. Oh, I think I did not do that. If you're spending a lot of time in your workspace and you're not giving enough time to your kids or your family, you feel guilty. If you're doing a lot of time spending in the family front and not giving much time in the school, you feel guilty there. So guilt is something that also comes into the self-prioritization block. Okay. Plus role conflict. Role conflict, I said in the beginning only, I said that we play multiple roles. A teacher is only a professional role that we have. Apart from that, there are a lot of other roles that we play. So when to switch to which role is where we struggle, right? So these are common challenges that I'm addressing, but I'll definitely give you a solution on how do you move forward. Lack of support. A lot of us do not get enough support to do a lot of things in the day-to-day routine. I can give example of my mother. She stays in Kerala. So I tell her that why are you doing everything on your own? Why don't you ask somebody to come and do the household cleaning and all? She says that you won't believe there is nobody who's ready to come on a monthly basis. They all want to go on a day-to-day wages. So lack of support. There are nuclear families. You may be living in a nuclear family. So everything must be coming on to you. So lack of support can be physical, lack of support can be emotional. You may be somebody who's trying to do everything on your own without any kind of support. So there are two types of people. One, who hesitate to ask for support. How can I ask for support? And second, even if there are people who want to ask for support, but they do not have support around them. Okay, the families may be staying in different states or different countries, or no possible way of getting support. That's another reason. Now here is the conflict that comes in. Should I focus more on career advancement or should I focus more on time? I am a teacher. I want to be a supervisor, which means I will have to invest more time in school. Am I ready to compromise on my family time? Will my child's studies suffer? Will I be able to give enough time to my husband or my wife or my parents or anybody in your life? So this is another big challenge that comes up when you want to prioritize. These are the areas where you get stuck. Okay, that's why you are not able to look at yourself. Okay? Work-life boundaries. Boundaries are something which we are never taught to draw. After this, I will be asking you, how many of you feel that I don't know how to say no? Whatever comes in my way, I take up everything. I can't say no, be it my personal life or be it my professional life. And in professional life, boundaries are not at all there. Why? Because you have this fear that you may lose this job. For a lot of people, the job is very important aspect of your entire financial independence and your household income is you bank on this particular income. So hence you cannot draw a boundary. You feel challenged that even though I don't want to do it, I will have to do it because financial independence is something which is very important for me as of now. Right? So work-life boundaries, there is no boundary at all. Okay? So that's something I'll go in detail about the solution when we come to the solution part. I'm just looking at the challenges. Financial pressure, we all have bills to pay, right? Some may have housing loans to pay, some may have uh, you know, car loans to pay. Everyday grocery is a necessity that you have to have certain kind of money every month. You're staying on rent, you have to pay rent. If you have a EMI, you have to pay EMI. So many financial lists. Your kids are studying in school, you have to pay their fees. You have to invest in your own clothes, in your own development. You have parents whom you have to take care of, their medical expenses, your medical expenses. The list is endless. Right? So financial pressure is something again, which is again a very big common challenge. Flexibility versus stability. You cannot decide for yourself that should I get flexible and say yes to everything and then I take up everything, or should I say that no, this is what I want, this is my boundary. I don't want anything more than this. I want stability for myself. Okay? This is again an area where that balance is not maintained. Okay? Personal well-being is your last priority. I will go for a walk from tomorrow. Today morning, I have 5 things to do. I will do this tomorrow because today I have to do this. As small as getting a blood test for yourself or a health checkup done for yourself, you keep postponing because today this, tomorrow this, tomorrow, day after, you will have something else. Right? So personal well-being also is a challenge. Right? Cultural expectations. When I say cultural expectations, a lot of you may be staying in a joint family, right? So depending on what cultural background you come from, there may be certain expectations from you. Okay? You may be someone who's, if you are a woman, maybe you are expected to cook. You're not allowed. I have a friend who's not, maids are not allowed in the kitchen. Okay, so she has to cook for the family. If you are a man, uh, the household complete responsibility comes on you. You are the man, you have to earn and you have to take care of everything. So cultural expectation, the list is very long. With every cultural background, you have various things that come across with the cultural expectation. So these are common challenges which as individuals, we all face somewhere or the other, right? Now let's take the first topic, time management. You all agree time management is a challenge? Do you agree that time management is a challenge? Right? Managing time is tough, right? What to do, what not to do. Should I do this today? Should I do this tomorrow? A lot of backlogs kept, laundry is not done. If I take care of the school work project that I need to submit, then something on this part of my area is left with. So how do you manage time? Okay, I'll escape this and I will stop sharing. I'll come to the main screen. Okay, let's discuss. Teachers work for 24/7. Okay, great. So tell me something. We all have 24 hours. All of us get the same time. Some people, you may be feeling that they are managing their time very well, right? But you feel that what is it that I am doing? Why am I not able to do? You will have a friend or a colleague who will do yoga also, who will follow a healthy diet also, who will go with friends out for lunch also, will do everything. And you will wonder that how is it that time is a challenge here? Okay. I'll tell you a small story. There was this workshop, okay, where big logs of wood used to come, okay, and that factory's job was to cut the logs into small pieces, okay. So Jim was one of the top guy who would cut a lot of logs fast, okay. He always got the best employee award of that month, okay. Then after years, Joe came into that company. Okay. So now we have Joe. And once Joe joined, he started producing 10 times more the work than what Jim was doing. Now Jim felt challenged. He started working 24/7. Now putting more hours, putting more effort. And again, Joe started producing 50 times more than what Jim was doing. Now Jim got really frustrated that what is this magic trick that he has? He's working lesser than me, but why is it that I am struggling so much? So he went to Joe and he asked that, tell me one thing that how is it that you are producing 50, 100 times more than what I am doing, whereas I am working more than you? Yeah. So Joe said that, every 1 hour I take a break, okay, and I sharpen my saw. He sharpens his saw. That way, the cutting speed increases because the sharpness of the saw has increased, right? So investing on yourself is like sharpening the saw for yourself. When was the last time that you did something for yourself to grow? Only for yourself, not keeping anything else in mind. Must be long. Joe may be unmarried. Good one, Rashmi. But he was still doing, right? Jim was also unmarried. But one person kept brushing his skills, hence the productivity increased. The other person was not investing on himself. Now coming back to your time management. We all have 24 hours. We all have 24. Don't write in the chat, but write for yourself or think for yourself. What are the 3 things for yourself? Do not involve anybody. What are the 3 things that as a goal, you still have 6 months left for yourself in this year, right? What are the 3 things that you want for yourself? What do you want to achieve? What do you want to achieve? 3. You can write 1, you can write 2 or 3. Write at least 3, minimum 1. One thing that you want for yourself. Okay. Done? Just give me a thumbs up in the chat once you've written 3 things for yourself. Samir ji, done? Samir, you done? One thing or at least 2, 3 things for yourself. Done. 2 you've written. Vinti, done? Great. Good salary, better work schedule, and leave this. Mental peace, great. So these are better work schedule. Okay, that's for yourself. Okay, so now you have at least one, minimum 1 or 3 goals for yourself. Okay. Now, mental peace is a very broad spectrum. Okay, you will have to classify it into 1, 2, 3 things. That what exactly do you mean by mental peace? Do you want to practice meditation? Do you want to go for a walk? How exactly are you going to get mental peace? Okay, you will have to write down in steps. 3 goals in the sense, if you tell me, if you ask me, 1 is I want to stop having sugar in my day-to-day routine. Financial discipline is a good goal to have, good health. Second, I want to at least work out 5 days a week. That's the second goal that I have. Third is I want to read more books. clear, specified goals for yourself. Okay? These are just giving examples, and these are the 3 goals for yourself. Okay. Now, I cannot read a book because I do not get the time. Okay. I don't get time, hence I don't read book. I have to go for work. I have to go for training. That's the reason I am not going to the gym. Sugar I cannot avoid because I like having sweets. Okay. I have my excuses. I have my reasons. Okay. No time. Let's keep no time. Whatever you want to do, that one goal at least, you do not get time. Now you have 24 hours. That's how you're looking at the time. In 24 hours, I do not have time. Let's expand the clock. Okay. Whatever you want time. Let's spend time with children and reading more books. Let's take these 2 topics. Okay. Somebody has written here. So let's retake it. Now reading books. Prakash, reading books. 24 hours, maybe you are not getting time. In a week, in 7 days, can you read for 10 minutes? Can you do that? 10 minutes? Yes. In a week, 10
Yes,
minutes? Great. In
Yes,
a
ma'am.
month, can you do that thrice? In a month, can you do that thrice?
Yes, ma'am.
Right? In 3 months, can you do it 5 times?
Yes, ma'am.
In
Definitely.
6 months, can you do it 12 times? Okay. Now see how you have started getting time. Okay.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
what started 10 minutes in 1 week? Okay. Now you can you do it 10 minutes in twice a week? Yes, possible, right?
Yes,
Midweek,
possible.
can you add something else? 10 minutes?
Yes, ma'am.
10 minutes
It
is
is
what we
possible.
want. We don't want 1 hour. Okay. That's how you start expanding. Weeks, months, and year. So when you take the next 6 months calendar, okay, weekly write 10 minutes what you want to do weekly. Okay, monthly write down 1 task which you want to do monthly. Okay, in 3 months, quarterly, what do you want? And 6 months, what do you want? I want to go and meet my parents, or I want to go and meet someone with which I have been delaying for a lot of time. In the next 3 months, can you go and meet once? The answer will be yes. Get that? Now you know how you can fix your time to do what you want. You want to go for walk? 10 minutes and once a week? Possible. You want to start yoga? You want to eat healthy? You want to do anything? Start small. Do not start with bigger goals because then it becomes a challenge. Don't look at reading a book for 1 hour. Read a book for 10 minutes in 1 day. Clear? Okay, let's go back to sharing the screen. There's something that I wanted to discuss. Clear, right? Any doubt, please unmute and ask me because I would be more than happy to help. Great. Okay, so now we come to so you can keep a pen on a paper ready for you, which you can, this. So now here is another concept. So suppose if I gave you a magic pin. Okay, let's take that on chat. Okay. Suppose I gave you a magic pill. Okay. Free. Okay. Free magic pill, no side effects. Okay. You eat that magic pill. Your 8 work job will get finished in 1 hour. Okay. 8 work job will get over in 1 hour. The only condition for me to give you that pill is you have to tell me what are you going to do in the next 7 hours of that day. What are you going to do with the 7 hours that you have free for yourself? If you start writing, okay, anybody wants to unmute or write in the chat and tell me that these are the points that I will do in the 7 hours that I save from my work. Tell me what all will you do? Let's have a look. That I am finished. I would like to meet my friends. Okay. 1 hour for that, Hindu. You still have 6 hours. Okay. Get sufficient for okay. Sleep, okay. Sleep is one part. So sleep you have already slept. Okay. Sleep you have already slept. Paint, like to paint will take 1 hour. Okay, you, Prasuna, you may spend time with your children 1-2 hours. Okay, after that, read. Can you read for 7 hours? You will make some tasty food. That will take how much? 1.5, 2 hours, Rashmi, maximum. What about the remaining hours? Still there. You know why? Why did I ask you this question? Because music. Yes, music, health, dancing. Yes. Who's that? Yogita. Now, Yogita, you said health, reading, dancing, focusing on my skills, right? Ironing, exam paper, worksheet. Rashmi, gone back to professional life. I'm focusing on you. Don't mix your identity with your work. What series? Correct. See, why is it that, we do not want to make time for ourselves, or why is the subconscious mind not ready to find time for ourselves? Because we do not have something planned for ourselves. We don't know what to do. We don't know what to do with the time that we have for ourselves. See, the moment I gave you time, Rashmi said, I'll take Rashmi's example because she's the only one who wrote that I'll make my exam paper, I'll do this. Again, back to work. What are you doing for yourself? What are you doing for yourself? We don't think, what is it that I'm doing for myself? Want to spend time quality. This time is not required. We should be busy. Who says that, Samir? We should be busy, Samir. But the point here is that you have to be busy, but you have to be busy in the right way. You should know where you need to invest your time. I am in charge. I will do administrative work for school. Again, you're going back to work. It is about work. Where is your identity? Where is your self priority? Where is your goal? What do you want out of life? Preparing task ahead, concentrating. Correct. So again, see, don't mix things. Let's focus on you. Rasuna, very good. So reading script. So let's move forward. I think the concept is clear. Make your own self happy. So to make your own self happy, you need to have certain things for yourself. Learning new things, yoga, all these things. Yeah, after COVID, it has changed. That's the reason we are talking here today. You can always reverse and go back to what you want. It's only about how you focus yourself, right? So time management concept clear. Can you start including certain things into your life with the time management concept I have told you? Pradeep, can you start chanting, reading spiritual books and exercise in your day-to-day life? 10 minutes in a week at least. Can you start do that? Going for a spa, can you do that at least once a month? Correct. Great. So we move forward. Perfect. This is where we are. Okay, so magic pill. I told you, how do you manage your time? 10 minutes, take the entire 6-month calendar, note down when you want to do that. So noting down is very important, because if it is in your head, you're never going to put it into practice. So always write it down. Which day, what time, how much time are you going to invest on that? Then only you will do it. Otherwise, if you've just thought about it, it's not going to work. Okay. I already asked you, what would you do for the 8 hours that you have for yourself? List down 3 things you want for it. So now is the time where you can write in your own book, what is the 3 things that you want for yourself, for yourself, not for your school, not for your family, not for anybody else. I'm making you think about yourself. What do you want for yourself? Suppose if I said this is a magic wand, ask for it and I'll give it to you. Ask for 3 wishes for yourself. Go back to those days when you were in college, when you were in school, when you had a list of things that you wanted for yourself. Write at least 3 things for yourself. Okay, done. Done. Can we move? Have you written 3 things for yourself? Okay. So I can best give my example, because I have heard a lot of stories when I take a lot of coaching sessions and training. People do share the challenges that they face, but I thought I will do justice with the challenges that I faced personally, and how I made sure that I overcome them and don't affect it to a level where I lose my identity. So challenges that I faced, juggling with multiple roles, like how Shanky introduced me. She said that I'm founder of Neptune Excellence, co-founder for Neptune Excellence. Apart from that, I am a mother to a 13-year-old kid. I have a dog. My husband works for a US-based multinational company, so he keeps traveling a lot. I have my parents who are, 65 plus and 17, who live in another state. So, half my mind is with them because they are getting old. There are a lot of health issues and challenges that come up, wherein I have to fly back immediately to attend to that. So I am juggling with multiple roles. As a co-founder of a company, I have my team. I have to take care of themselves. I have to manage them. I have to think of their growth also. I have to think of the company's growth also. So there are a lot of roles that I am handling, and it used to be very, very difficult for me to handle, right? Managing a balance between my work, family, and me time. Okay. So when I was managing my work, so the first step I did was I segregated my work life and my professional life and personal life, and I made a list for myself. That's how I started. And I made a list for myself and decided that after 6 p.m. I'm not going to work. Then it is the time with my son. Okay. So that's how it started. But eventually I realized that I am not going to the gym. I am not eating healthy. I am not reading. I am not doing anything which is about me. I am only playing roles of a mother, role of a wife, role of a daughter, role of a daughter-in-law, and role of a co-founder, right? Role of a trainer, role of a coach. All these things, roles I'm doing. But if I take my first name, that identity was missing. Okay, if I remove my work, if I had to define myself, there was nothing that I could talk about. Guilt of a working mother, when you leave your child and go for work, you always keep thinking that did I did the right thing? Right? Trying to prove that I'm perfect in everything that I do. That's another thing. When I'm working, I want to prove to my team that, see, I cannot make a mistake. I will do it 100%. And I am a perfectionist. So everything, this slide also, if the challenges I faced had been a little here or there, I would panic and I would like, no, this has to look different. So I am always trying to prove that I am the best at what I do. So that's another challenge that I face. Not sharing my challenges because I feared that I will be judged. When my son was small, I would not tell people that I am finding it very difficult to handle something which I'm not trained to. I would not go and speak to my team and say that, look, I alone cannot do this. I need help, because I would think that as a co-founder, how do I tell my team that I am not able to cope up? What will they think about me? So what will they think about me was the biggest challenge that I had to overcome. Neglecting my health and making myself the last priority is the worst thing that I did to myself. Okay. Judging myself, keeping other perception in mind. So if I am traveling for work for 3 days, and at those time, if my son has exams, I will think that what are people going to think, that she's more focused on her career and she's ignoring her child. Right? So these are few things, challenges that I faced, and how did I overcome? I will not say that I have 100% balanced life. I will just say that I am in a space where I can manage to do certain things, but I am happy. Okay. I am no more a perfectionist. I allow mistakes to happen. I accept certain things. So what are the steps that I took? Okay. I accepted the reality that 100% balance in life is not feasible. Tomorrow morning, I may decide that tomorrow morning, 6 o'clock, I want to go for walk. But tonight, if my son falls sick, I have to be awake whole night. It just happened 2 days back. I did not sleep the 2 nights because he had food poisoning. So what I plan for myself and what destiny has in plan, or what situations have in store for me, I have no control, right? So I have realized that 100% balance is not good, is not possible. Managing in between is something that I will be happy with. Okay. Adopt the mindset that something is better than nothing to maintain the momentum. Like I said, in a week, if you can go for 10 minutes twice in a week, okay, imagine the time that you have done walking in the month. Okay, it's more than 1.5 to 2 hours, right? So not doing at all versus doing it for 10 minutes is also a good step to start with. Okay. Implement the magic pill theory. Taking small, consistent actions can yield significant results over time. So, I am someone who has to do some kind of physical exercise because of a lot of other health issues that I have had in the past. So, when I am traveling, when I am taking, trainings, I know that certain days I do not have the time to invest. So, I make sure that at least I go twice or thrice a week. And small actions, like I do not make big things for me. Just saying that I'll go 3 4 days this week, good enough. So consistency is the key to finding the balance. This is very, very, very important. If we have another session, I think communication, open communication is a topic on which I can speak for 4 hours again. Having a open communication with your employer and your family members will help you not to get into a zone of feeling burned out. Do you feel tired, drained out, eyes feeling heavy, you feeling lethargic, want to sleep for longer hours? All these things happen because you're getting into a burnout zone. Your body is like a machine, right? It needs some off moments to come back to work what they are. So imagine you switch on a mixer grinder or you switch on a washing machine for 24 hours. After some time, it will stop, right? It's the same with your body. So you need to find that where is it that you need to rest. A lot of you wrote, that sleep is, I will try to prioritize on my sleep if I get that extra hours for myself. Open communication is the key without fearing that you will be judged. Go and talk to the nearest person or the closest person who's there available for you. Because if you do not speak, if you do not have open communication, people will not know what's going on with you. Second, if you do not open up, there will be a lot of bottled up emotions inside you. Okay, if you do not take it out every day, it will just come out one fine morning like a volcano. Right? So always open communication. Open communication is a very, very vast topic. We'll cover it some other time. But there are ways of communicating on the challenges that you are facing. Right? There is no shame. There is no shame in going to a therapist or a coach or a well-being or a counselor or a doctor when you feel that you've reached a threshold and you cannot take it anymore. See, when you feel you have fever, you go to a doctor, right? You tell him that I have fever, I'm not feeling well, body is paining, throat is paining, all these things. Why is the shame in going to a therapist or a coach? Therapist and a coach, they're certified, they know the process on how to change your emotional state, how to change the perspective that you are in. Will show you a roadmap to move from where you are stuck. So do not feel ashamed at all to ask for help or any kind of guidance. Okay. Establish clear boundaries to protect your time and energy from being overextended. This, like I said, many of you may say that saying no is something that I cannot do. That's called drawing boundaries. You should know that this is allowed, this is not allowed. You can put it across in a very nice way that, sorry, please, I cannot. I think this is okay with me, this is not okay with me. Somebody is trying, a lot of you wrote mental peace. The mental peace is getting disturbed because you are allowing it to get disturbed. You need to draw a line and say that, yeah, look, I cannot take this anymore. I think this is where you stop. No? I'll come back to it when I am okay to listen to this. So drawing a boundary will protect you from saving a lot of energy being vented out. And it will save a lot of time also. Right? Cultivate supportive network of friends, family, colleagues who uplift and encourage you. You need to have a support system for yourself. You cannot alone do everything for yourself. You need to teach your kids, you need to teach your partners, you need to ask for help from your parents. We always feel that how do we ask for help? Just ask for help. Say that too much for me. Can you do so much? Go to your colleagues and say, I have so many things to do. You have given me one more thing. Can you please do so much? Later on, I will cover up. Do not take everything on yourself. Okay. Confront feelings of guilt by acknowledging and addressing their underlying causes. So there are two ways of doing it. One is talk to someone who's really close to you and will understand your emotions, okay, without judging. Second, or else go to a therapist or a counselor or a coach, whoever you are comfortable with, go and speak to them. Second, if you do not want to do this, take a book, take a notebook. Every day before sleeping, write down what you have gone through, especially the emotional aspect. So what happens when you write it down? After writing down, close your eyes and sit for 2 minutes and then read what you have written. When you read, you will realize that a lot of things you have imagined in your head, in reality, it may not even exist. So somebody said overthinking. So overthinking is happening in your head. It's not happening in reality. So when you write it down, first it is out of your system. Your emotions are written down on the book. And when you read, you will know what is reality and what is it that you're overthinking. You will get a way to come out of that overthinking loop that is happening inside your head. Practice active listening and avoid making assumptions. Always ask for clarification when in doubt. This is one reason why I taught you that process of how you make assumptions of certain scenarios, how you make an image about somebody whom you've just met. Huh? So these things, why? Because we are always wearing lenses when we look at things. If I send both, so you all are in the same classroom, in the same workshop now, right? After this workshop is over, just ask each other, what is it? How was it? Everybody will have a different experience. 10 people go to the same event. Suppose they go for a wedding. 10 people will have 10 things to talk about. Some will say, oh, that suite was good. Some will say, oh, the design of the curtains were nice. I like the flower, how they were arranged. And you will be like, oh, was there a flower arranged? How is it that I did not see? Because you are not, it is easy to miss something that you're not looking for, right? So always easy to make assumptions, hence always clarify. To avoid misunderstanding and to prioritize yourself health, your mental health, the best thing to do is take permission. Ask if it is okay, can I ask you something? Okay, can I ask you something? If you take permission, nobody is going to say no. Once they say yes, say that it's just for my understanding that you said these things. Do you mean this? Does that mean this? So if there is a misunderstanding, that very moment it gets corrected. No, I did not mean this. I meant that. So always ask for clarification. So clarification is also part of open communication that comes in, which maybe we can cover it later. So always ask for clarification. When in doubt, always ask that, you said this. Was there an intention of saying that? What did you mean when you say this? So your tone, the way you ask also matters, right? Dedicate time to self-care activities and promote relaxation, happiness, and remember to celebrate achievements regularly. Okay. Why do we say celebrate achievements? Why do we say celebrate achievement? Remember when you were in school, you had sports day. So you had, many other events. So whenever you won something, you always got a trophy or a certificate, which made you really happy. After we grew up, we stopped celebrating small achievements also. When was the last time you rewarded yourself for something that you did in life? Be as small as, consistently going and chanting prayers or going for a walk. Right? We stop celebrating. So what happens? So brain has a function that every time when you achieve something, if you celebrate, it gets registered as a milestone in your brain. So when you want to do a new task, your brain will, recall that memory. Oh, you have done this before, you can do it now. That's how that confidence get transferred, that you have done this now, then you can do it now. So always celebrate the smaller stuff achievement. Make small goals. The moment you get that achieved, celebrate for yourself. So I have a client. He was detected with borderline diabetes, and the first goal he set for himself is that, Tanya, I'll go for a 10 every day. I'll go for walk for at least 10 days. I said okay, and what time, when, everything he decided. And I said, how do you want to reward yourself? He said, I have seen a shoe that is a little on the costlier side. If I go for 10 days, then only I'll go and buy that for myself. He could afford that shoe for himself, but that's the challenge that he kept for himself. And after 10th day, 11th day, he sent me a photo saying that, look, Tanya, 10 days consistent in walking, I've gifted myself with a shoe. You won't believe now he is a person who goes for marathon running. And his diabetes, it's got completely reversed because borderline, he started working on it. So these small things which you may think that, why reward yourself? What's the big deal in that? Makes a lot of difference in what we do. Next, what I will show you is this is called wheel of life. Okay. So you can draw a wheel like this that you see on the screen. Okay. And so this is a basic area of life that, generally it comes with the wheel of life. You can change it as per your preference. Okay. So you can draw areas where you want to work upon. Okay. And you can label them from 0 to 10, 0 being the least. Okay. Say, for example, okay, finance, somebody had told Sanan, if I have to draw a line on where I am right now on finance, okay, I will say on finance, I am on 3. Okay. I may be a marathon runner. So on health and fitness, I will say I am on 9. Okay. My social life will not be that great. It's balanced. I will say I'm on 5. My family life is on 2. Okay. My romance and love would be like 4, 5. The fun, I don't have fun for time for fun at all. So I'm at 1. So, you will not have a balanced inside circle when you draw this wheel of life for yourself. Once you do this, you will have to notice that which area of your life is on the higher side, wherein you are putting a lot of effort. Okay. So if your career is on 9 or 10, okay, and if your family life is on 2, that means a lot of time and energy is spent there. You will have to cut a little there and add it in the family section. So the whole purpose is not to get a 10 on 10 here. Okay. If you can get a 1, circle of 1 in all the areas of life, that itself is a balance. Where you're getting time for your workout, you have once in a while you're meeting your friends, you're spending time with your family, you're working on your personal growth, you're getting time to chant, you're working on your self-image, you're working on your career, you're investing your finances. Start with 500 rupees if you want to start. 100 rupees a month. But at least start with a 1. And slowly and gradually you can expand it with time. Okay. These are the few questions that I want you to write it down. If you have an answer, you can write down now, or else you can write down these questions and think through it and write it down when you have time for yourself. Okay. How will your life be different if you could balance time? If you got enough time for yourself, how would your life be different? Which areas of your life is going to change? If you manage time well, how is your life going to be different? So you can write down those good things that you will achieve. My health will be better. My sleep will be better. My family life will be better. My social life will be better. My finances will be anything that comes to your mind. How would you know you have reached a stage where you're managing time well? How will you know that you have achieved that stage? Because these are endless things, right? Say for example, for me, managing time well would be I'm giving enough focus on my health, plus, I'm getting time to spend with my son would be a balance for me. So I will know that, I'm getting time. I'm not feeling sad that I'm not focusing on myself and I'm only putting a lot of time on my work and family and health is getting neglected. So how will you know what will happen in your life when you know that if I reach here, this is my dead end. This is where I want to reach. How will you know? What will change? What is a quality that if you develop in yourself, you will be able to manage time better? Time is there. What quality in you do you want to develop that will help you manage time? What is that quality that you do not have today, but you want to develop? What is that one quality? Is it consistency? Is it not procrastinating or not being lazy? Is it being dependent on others a lot? What is it? Okay. Identify that quality and make a note. Okay. And to develop that quality in you, what's the first smallest step that you want to start with? The smallest baby step that you want to start. If you want to sleep on time, if you want to get better sleep, if you're sleeping for 4 hours, can you sleep 15 minutes earlier and make it 4 hour 15 minutes? And then gradually come to 4.5 hours to 5 hours to 6 hours. These are baby steps. I'm not saying that if you're sleeping for 4 hours, directly come to 6 to 8, 7 hours. No. Add 10 minutes or small baby steps that you can take. Okay, done. Now, when you want to do this, that's not your natural behavior, right? When you start something new, your body will resist. What is a block that can come in you achieving what you want? What can be a barrier for you? Address that right away. If I want to wake up at 6 o'clock and go for a walk, the barrier for me will be snoozing my phone and going back to sleep. That will be my biggest barrier. Or my biggest barrier is I am scrolling Instagram or YouTube till 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the night. Hence, morning I cannot wake up. So now when you identify the barrier, you can work on it. Do you want an accountability partner for yourself? If you want to go for walk, do you want somebody to wake you up, call you up, or do you want to go with work for someone who's very consistent and regular? Similarly, accountability. This is just an example that I'm giving you, but you can look for an accountability partner in whatever you want to achieve. Do you actually want? There are people who will not want an accountability partner. But if you are someone who feel that you have a trusted friend or a family member, you can just say that, I am planning to achieve this. Keep checking on me once in a week, how much I have progressed. Great. So in case you want, I will share this PPT also. Is it necessary to have one in 7? Okay. So these are a few things, which you can start off with. From not doing anything to making you think and get on with some accountability partner. Not required. That's what I said. It's not required. But if you are a person who wants one, you can look for someone. Or else you will have to be accountable for yourself. There has to be some kind of accountability. Otherwise, you will not achieve your goal. Sorry. I think I got disconnected. So these are some baby steps that you can start for working on yourself. So anything you want to ask, is there something that you want to ask? You need clarity on anything? Feel free, because we have another 3-4 minutes. I don't mind answering any question that you may have yourself. If there is a goal that you have in mind, but you feel that how do I start, you can ask. Is there a part 2 of the session? let's ask Neltas if there is a part 2 for this. And if there is a takeaway, did you learn anything from this session, that one takeaway which will help you move forward in life with yourself prioritization and finding a balance? Thank you so much, Prakash. What is your learning? Can few of you share your learning? If you want to unmute, you can put in the chat box. Oh, thank you so much, Lisa Rani. Sure. Yes, start with small goals as big ones might become challenging. Right. Thank you so much. Oh, that's great, Anjana. Please, the moment you log off, do not get from your seat. Write down those 2, 3 goals that you have set for yourself. Keeping a journal, management of time, absolutely. These are great things. Thank you so much, Savita. Thank you. Start slow, but start. Yes, absolutely. Diary entry. Yes. Oh, thank you so much, Kirtana. How to do time management over. Thank you so much. Yes, you cannot do anything. You are not a superman or a superwoman. So please ask for help. 3 things for ourselves. Yes. So of the session, I have no clue. Let's let Shanki or Vikram get back. Thank you so much. Vinti, anything from your end? You are one person you and Rashmi are the 2 people on my screen. Thank you so much. Anything from your
Thank
end?
you. Thank you, ma'am. It was very.
Sorry.
Am I audible? Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Thank you, ma'am, for such enriching session. And in fact, for a long time, we have not been thinking about ourselves. It was always family on mind or work on mind. But today onwards, at least we will now start thinking and writing down what I want, and then we'll plan accordingly.
Correct. Because as teachers, if your mental, peace is at, a good state, it will reflect on your work automatically. Right? If you're already burdened with a lot of things, how are you going to give it back? Great. Thank you so much. And thanks a lot for all those who attended on a Saturday, weekend, evening, and being a great audience. I loved how interactive it was. The chat box kept buzzing. So as a trainer, it is very important that, it is an interactive session. Otherwise, I come talk and go. It doesn't make sense. So, the topic can be the same, but adds value when you all add a lot of humor. Rashmi, thank you for adding humor. Getting Joe unmarried and making him single. Clearly stated as the identity of a working woman. Very bad. Thank you so much, Tina. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And please feel free to get in touch with NELTAS for anything that you want to. In case you want this PPT of mine I had shown, I would be more than happy to share it with you all. So please feel free to get in touch with NELTAS. Yes, Renuka. Thank you so much. Shanki, you there?
I am here, ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Yes. Anything from your end, Shanki, you want?
No, nothing as such. I'll share the e-certificate for sure. You all will get the e-certificate.
Great. Shanki, I'll share. Some of them have asked for the PPT. I'll send it to you on email. So you can
Perfect.
just send it to whoever wants it. So
I
that
will take
I
care
think
for
those
sure.
questions will be good for them to think and make a roadmap for themselves.
Noted.
Thank you so much. Have a yes, Maria. I'll definitely share the PPT. Thank you so much. Looking forward to having a part 2 with you all. Let's see when that happens. But have a great and fabulous weekend, and have a rocking new year that has started for you all as teachers. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.